After a big loss in New Hampshire, Hillary Clinton is depending on her closest allies to galvanize support. Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey has been front and center for Clinton in the early primary states. While he tries to rally Democratic votes, Booker does not want bipartisanship to take a back seat.
He is proud to call prominent Republicans like Rand Paul and Chris Christie his partners on issue where they can agree. The senator is out with a new book about the formative experiences that made him value that approach. The title is United, Thoughts on Finding Common Ground and Advancing the Common Good. He writes, quote, I got my BA from Stanford, but I got my PhD from the streets of Newark. Senator Booker, welcome back to Studio 57.
It's great to be here with you guys.
Because you were the mayor of Newark.
I have to leave with my mom loves this show.
Does she?
Yeah, she really does.
You could say you love the show, too.
I love the show, too, but I'm a little biased, Gail.
You could say
I am obligated to watch it and TiVo it every day.
What makes you obligated?
It is a long-standing relationship with Gail King.
Want to get that on the record.
Yes.
On the record.
How do you think she does?
I think she does phenomenally well.
We're going to talk about your book, but let's start with the news of the day, Cory.
Yes.
You endorsed Hillary Clinton back June 2015. You've been on the road ever since then. She lost by such a wide margin in New Hampshire. Were you surprised that it was that big? And what's her path to victory now, moving forward?
You know, what I loved about Hillary when we first talked about this campaign, she just said to me right away, this is not going to be a coronation. This is going to be a hard-fought campaign all the way to the end.
She said that at the beginning?
She said she's going to have to earn this campaign, earn this nomination, quote unquote. She wanted me on the team. I'm proud to be a part of it. We knew that Vermont is Bernie's state, so New Hampshire is his backyard, and that she was going to have a tough time. It would be a real stretch to win that. But now we're going into a very diverse part of our nation, where the Democratic base is really represented in every element, and I think she's going to be strong. I think it's going to be competitive, but she'll be strong.
Both she and Bernie Sanders seem to embrace Barack Obama in ways that people say, I haven't seen that before.
Right. Well, look, it's interesting to watch as a guy who's been working in the Senate for the last 2 years to see suddenly, after you pivot away from New Hampshire, Bernie running to have photo ops with African Americans and talk about those issues. But for me, as a guy who represented a majority minority city, who's been working on a lot of really tough issues in the last 2 years in the Senate, introducing legislation on mass incarceration, policing, and the like. I've had more partnerships or more conversations with Hillary Clinton about these issues than I have with Bernie Sanders.
One of the paths for Barack Obama to winning 2 terms was young voters. He galvanized young voters. And what we saw, though, in New Hampshire was Hillary Clinton was 67 percentage points behind Bernie Sanders. In Iowa, it was a 70-point gap with voters under the age of 30. Is that a warning sign for her?
I think it's just a reaffirmation that this is not easy. The President of the United States is not easy. But what I love about Hillary is that if anybody who's had a tough political life, from her days in Arkansas and the attacks that she saw there, the vicious attacks and challenges she saw as First Lady trying to push universal health care, the Senate and how much she was underestimated and put down. She's overcome time and time again and risen to the occasion. Every time she's been counted out, she's risen to a new level of service. So I think this is going to be a hard fight. This is going to have to be earned from every demographic, but I think she's going to be successful.
I'll talk about the book, United, your book. I'm reminded of a speech that the president made to the Illinois state legislators, and he talked about this growing gap between the majesty of our challenges and the smallness of our politics.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Well, I think we're at a crisis in our country where we are a nation that has demonstrated. We started in the Declaration of Independence pledging to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor, understanding that we're all in this together. Like the old African proverb, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. We've gone far as a country because we've understood that our differences and our disagreements matter, but our country matters more. And so now more than ever, and this is what I call for in the book.
That's what people were saying about your book, that it's coming out at a really good time because we couldn't be more divisive in this country.
Right, and I want to say that that's not just about Washington, it's about all of us. We have to start heralding and celebrating in our culture and our communities this idea that we are different, but we can reach to each other. And actually that courageous empathy, that willingness to work together, to see each other for who we are, and the personal stories and the people, the heroes I sort of hail in this, really speak to those issues, and I hope it inspires.
And the lessons you learned too, Cory, because you admit you were brash, you were arrogant, you were a little bit holier than thou, you said,
in working with others. I wanted to write a book that was like, let's take off all, just be naked in a sense about my failings, about my faults, when I got it completely wrong, and when I met people that taught me how to get it right. And so I'm hoping that this understands that we can't just point to a problem and say, oh, we're too divided. The reality is we have to take responsibility. If we want more unity, we have to be more uniters. If we want more hope, we've got to be engines of that hope. And so I really hope that the personalness of this story inspires that in others.
And your plans for Valentine's Day on Sunday?
I will be
America
with my mom.
wants to know.
I will be with my mother and just
Okay, Mom.
celebrating love, familial love, and God
Tell
willing.
Mom I said hey.
I will
Just
definitely
remind
do
you,
that.
you can make multiple choices.
Yeah.
on
You
can.
Valentine's Day.
That's right. That's right.
Yes. Okay. Well, then I will spread my love to New Jersey, all of New Jersey.
Thank you, Senator Booker. Good to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you.
And United goes on sale Tuesday.